What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Pete's Carport. It's Sunday, but we need to get the oil changed. I purchased this car right around a year, maybe a little bit more ago. The oil had just been changed. I put roughly 2,000 miles on it, so obviously not enough miles to need an oil change, but you don't want to go over a year typically without changing the oil. These filters will break down. And I'm going to basically, this is going to be a quick video. I'm going to show you quickly how to replace the oil. I'm going to put some links that go into a lot more description on how to set your filter up, all that type of thing, because these have several gaskets that need to be put on and replaced. You want to lube those up too. I'm going to show you quickly what oil I'm using. Now, you can search some forums and you're going to find tons of different information from use synthetic, do never use synthetic. This is an oil that I am very familiar with. I had a high mileage Jeep, 200,000 miles, and this made the engine run fabulous. I mean, the car had a little knock that went completely away. It stopped burning oil. I did use a Lucas additive too. Some people claim that that's terrible, but I'm not using that on this vehicle yet. We're roughly right around 116,000 miles, so nothing major. This oil came with a filter, so I went with the Purelator. This came with it for free with a deal that they had. There are a lot better filters out there. In fact, they make a Boss, and I think they make another one. But I'm going to be changing it quite often. I'm not a fan of going too long with a filter. You can actually change your filter out, and there's a lot of people that recommend this prior to changing your oil. But since this is not, I mean, I'm going to be daily driving this car for a short term, but this is not a car I'm going to be putting, 40,000 miles on a year. I will be changing it out probably prior to the recommended. This oil here can go up to 7,500 miles. I am using a 10 W40. We are in Florida. It is November, yes, and I am dying in heat. We're looking at about 88 degrees outside today, and it was a colder morning. So I don't know how to explain it, but it's going to stay hot almost pretty much forever. Here it gets cold in the mornings when it gets cold, and it still gets hot in the afternoon. So I need some weight to my oil so we don't cause any knocking. And we don't really have many issues with startups here because we don't have extreme colds. Also, make sure you grab yourself a beer. It is Sunday. I've got quite a few that will be seeing my belly a little later. So let me show you real quick how you change the filter. So you're going to be, if you were coming right at the engine here, all right, I'm going to get it light on. Down right here, you can also take your hose off here. There is that thing right there. That's what your oil filter sits in. Okay, there is a 13 millimeter nut right on top of that. Strange size, I know. That nut comes off, but keep in mind, if you do that first, you will leak some oil out. So you want to drain it first unless you're just changing the filter. And then you're going to probably want to add some more oil, obviously, if you're just changing your filter. So that's that. That just pulls the top comes off, screws off. The filter pulls right out. And there is a container that the filter is going to drop into that you need to hold on to. But you are going to put new rubber gaskets. Make sure you take each one off. I will link a video that shows you how to do that. And then when you make sure you jack your car up, get jack stands on there. I can't say how many times I've been lazy myself and been very lucky where I didn't realize that I didn't have enough support. So I'm a fan of many jack stands up underneath the car if you're going to be sliding under there. Right now I've only got a couple. I was going to try to get these ramps, but I couldn't get them to work. That's highly recommended when changing oil, just to drive it up on some ramps, throw some jack stands, some chocks in the back to keep the car from rolling, put the emergency brake on, and you should be 100% safe. So I researched a little bit on the how to get to the oil pan and the nut, but mine doesn't have a cover, and I can see right here. Yours probably has a cover that you have to take off with several screws. My nut's right there. That nut comes out. Your oil's going to go right into the pan. You're going to drain it out. Approximately, according to Advanced Auto, there's right around a little bit over 9 quarts of oil that goes in here, so quite a lot. This is a thirsty car. I recommend putting one of these full ones in. Okay, start there. Maybe a little bit of the second one. Start the car up, check your dipstick, get it down on the ground. Make sure you're on level surface. And then you're going to add it slowly because you do not want to overfill, then you've got to let more out. So I recommend, some oil does get trapped up in the car, so when they tell you how much oil is going to go in there, sometimes you have more trapped oil than what they're telling you need to add back in. So don't just automatically go and add 9 quarts because you could overfill it. So highly recommend. This is 5 quarts. You're definitely safe. You're going to have more than 5 that's going to go in there. Safe pouring this whole thing in, put a little bit of the next one, start the car up, let it cycle through, check your dipstick, and add a little more from there. As long as you have enough oil in there to lubricate the engine, you will be fine. You know, maybe 1.5 of these. That's what they would do when you're getting your oil changed. They'll check it. They'll get right around where it needs to be, and then they'll check it, and they'll add more. They always go less. All right, guys, so hopefully that helped you. This is Sunday, so I'm not going to go into detail on any of this, but since I had my car jacked up, I was getting ready to do the oil, I figured I would show you. Also, real quick, update on this. I got this side painted, and guys, if you haven't seen the video yet, I'm going to be uploading it soon. If this one gets out before that one, because I haven't done any editing on that one, this one won't be edited. But I did find a Rust-Oleum paint that literally identically matches, and now I'm going to actually redo my trunk and everything, so excited about that. I got around to painting my boy Xavier's trunk lid, and that came out absolutely fabulous. His trunk spoiler, sorry. And man, I am so pumped on this. He's going to come pick up that later, and I'll probably get some footage of that. But all right, guys, hopefully this helps you out. It's a fun thing to do on Sundays. Probably takes about 30 minutes, so I'm going to get started and have some beers and watch some football. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you guys want to see next if there's something that you need on this W140. Have a blessed day, guys. All right, so I'm going to cut this into the video because the link I was going to share with you guys is completely different to this filter. This is a 95 Mercedes S500. I don't know if the newer models, like a 98, 99, if they were slightly different. I know my W220 had a lot different filter casing. But once you pull the 13 millimeter bolt off and you able to basically wiggle this loose, I used some pliers to basically pull this up. You're going to see your 2 gaskets are here. In your kit, you're getting these 2 rubber gaskets. Just make sure you put this thinner one where the thinner one goes. You're going to pry those out with a screwdriver. And I got very lucky because I dropped my O-ring and could not find it. Now here's another thing I wanted to show you. Thank God I went and changed this out because this filter is pretty much falling apart. So dire need for a new filter. This is probably just age, or somebody didn't change the filter the last time because they knew it was a special filter, much more expensive, and they were lazy. So I'm very glad I got this thing pulled out before further driving. So I wanted to fill you guys in. So this is very important, okay? I also did take off the air filter line, the ram air line, basically. This is where the air comes into the air filter. And you'll see down in there, if I can focus, that is where you got your 13 millimeter nut, and I was able to pry that out. Just wanted to fill you guys in because that was very important. And if I were to watch a video on changing oil, I would want to be filled in on that because that's pretty important when it comes to these type of filters. So once again, watch the rest of the video. Hopefully this helps you guys out.